an Israeli citizen and I live in Germany.
I am Hassan. I came from Malaysia, and my campaign is Humanitarian Care Malaysia.
My name is Asun. I'm from the Spanish campaign and Rumbo a Gaza.
I am Zahir Birawi. I am a Palestinian living in the UK, and I am the chairman of the International Committee for Breaking the Siege on Gaza.
I am Torstein Dale from Ship to Gaza, Norway. We are members of Freedom Flotilla Coalition.
My name is Huwaida Arraf. I'm a Palestinian-American human rights attorney, and I am from the U.S. delegation, U.S. Spokes to Gaza.
And Ismail, please introduce yourself from the Marmara campaign.
My name is ISTANBUL. I'm the chairman of the Marmara Freedom and Solidarity Association. Geldiğiniz için teşekkür ederim. Benim adım İsmail Songül, Marmara Özgürlük ve Dayanışma Derneği Başkanı.
So these are the men and women who have been working so diligently over the last 6 months to put this flotilla together. As you well know, this is not the first flotilla. We remember back to 2010 with the Mavi Marmara and 7 other ships that sailed in 2010. 5 ships sailing before that in 2008 that actually got into Gaza. And then subsequently from 2010, we've had over 35 boats that have sailed to end the illegal Israeli naval blockade of Gaza. We have representatives from over 30 countries that will be on this flotilla, and we have representatives of those campaigns. So I would like to have each one of them to come to say their name, to say where they're from, their occupation, so that after this press conference, you will be able to meet with them and talk with them and do whatever interviews you wish. So we'll start from the front.
My name is Carlos Trota. I am a physician from Argentina.
Carlos Trota, Argentina.
My name is John Herson. I'm a truck driver from Ireland.
I'm Yusuf El-Hilo, a Palestinian and British journalist. I'll be reporting on the progress of this campaign.
My name is Martina Velarde. I am a member of the Spanish Parliament. Thank you.
My name is Nima Mashouf. I'm an epidemiologist from the Mission from Canada.
My name is Nicosia. I'm Consul of City Hall of Malaga, Andalusia, Spain.
My name is Rifat Ode. I'm a translator and filmmaker from Canada. And I also created a film about the Mavi Marmara in 2010, and it is called The Truth Lost at Sea.
My name is Dr. Zishan Siddiqui. I'm from London, United Kingdom, UK, and I'm a medical doctor.
Zishan Siddiqui, Londra'dan geliyor,
medical. My name is Medea Benjamin. I'm with a U.S. peace group called Code Pink, and I live in Washington, D.C.
Medea Benjamin, Washington, Amerika'dan geliyor, Code Pink hareketinden.
My name is Suzanne Adeli, and I am the president of the National Lawyers Guild in the USA.
Suzanne Adeli, Amerika Ulusal Avukatlar Birliği Başkanı.
I am Muniba Bayat from South Africa. I'm a human rights activist for women and children.
Amina Bayat, Güney Afrika'dan geliyor. İnsan hakları ve özgürlük.
My name Amir Wahab. I am from Algeria. أمثل المبادرة الجزائرية ضمن المبادرة العالمية لكسر الحصار عن غزة.
Marhaba. My name is Hiba Zakaria. I am Egyptian Turkish journalist and from the International Committee for Breaking the Siege of Gaza.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kamaru Zaman from Malaysia, one of the steering committee for FFC as well.
Thank you. Did we get everyone? Okay, good. So that these men and women are representatives of hundreds and hundreds of people that will be on the Mavi Marmara. No, not the Mavi Marmara. This ship. So we invite after this for you to interview them because they have tremendous stories of why they feel this mission is important and why they are here. We will now have 3 speakers from the coalition to give you the philosophy behind why we are doing this and the importance of this mission. I'd like to call upon Dr. Fazia first.
Şimdi kampanyayla alakalı bilgi vermek üzere farklı kampanya konuşması bununla alakalı bilgi verecekler.
Thank you all for coming this morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good morning. Hours ago, many of our news, CNN and ABC, has reported that Israel has attacked Iran. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition stands here to remind the world that with all the escalation between Israel and Iran, the killing is continuing and occurring in Gaza right now.
O zamanlarda yapılan haberleri genelde ve diğer medya haberleri gördüğümüz kadarıyla burada olan bütün sorunun bir arada başka kaynaklı olduğu söylenmişti. Fakat şu anki durum gösterildiğinden çok daha farklı aslında.
While those countries, the 2 countries go back and forth, we cannot let Israel's attempt to distract the world from what is causing more death, more disease, more destruction, and to distract, and attempt to distract the world from what is causing more death, more disease, more destruction. And Israel's policy of starvation and continued bombardment of unarmed Palestinians in Gaza, mostly women and children. Today, hundreds of civilians from more than 30 countries are meeting in Istanbul to prepare to set sail for Gaza, carrying thousands of tons of life-saving food and medicine and fresh water. The Freedom Flotilla aims to break Israel's unlawful siege of Gaza and demand an immediate ceasefire so that we'll save the lives and thousands of Palestinians. There will be more than 280 participants from over more than 30 countries on the board of this ship, including from various backgrounds. There are doctors, lawyers, retired professors, housewives, and so on. I am obstetrician and gynecologist. We know there are 50,000 pregnant women with more than 180 deliveries per day in Gaza. With the destruction of the medical facilities in Gaza, we know mothers have undergone cesarean section without anesthesia. And we heard the South African lawyers in the ICJ have mentioned that the conditions imposed by Israel in order to save mother's life, cesarean hysterectomy has to be performed. This means that during the operation to deliver the baby, if the mother is bleeding, we have to remove the uterus of the mother. So it will be, then the woman will not be able to conceive anymore. So this is a very settled method of ethnic cleansing of the Palestinian mothers that is happening now in Gaza. So there are a lot of complications of pregnant mothers living in an unnourished situation with no medical facilities. They deliver prematurely, they deliver small babies, and they cannot breastfeed because of this extreme stress and also extreme undernourishment. So we are the civil society, peace-loving people who wants justice. Therefore, we demand the world to ensure our safety to deliver the much-needed aid to our brothers and sisters in Gaza. We demand immediate ceasefire and the occupation so that the people of Gaza can rebuild themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fazia. And next, from our steering committee from the Boats to Gaza of Norway, Torstein Dale.
Thank you. We are grateful to be able to meet here in Istanbul to show a broad international engagement from civil societies all over the world. That after 6 months, it's time to act. We demand that the governments, which has any kind of influence in this matter, fulfill their obligations to call for a ceasefire, stop the genocide, and help the humanitarian aid in full scale to enter Gaza. We are a civil society action from the grassroots, not governments. But we appreciate very much the statements from the Turkish government strongly supporting the people of Gaza. We expect that all governments, including the Turkish, facilitate our action, which is an action in accordance with the order of the International Court of Justice, which also ordered to protect the supplies of humanitarian aid to Gaza. It is time to act.
Thank you, Corsa. Thank you. When the governments don't act, the citizens of the world act, and that's what we're doing here. And now we'd like to call on Huwaida Arif to tell more about the legal aspects of this. Please.
These people who I am honored to stand with represent hundreds who will sail, who in turn represent millions across the world who have been taking to the streets for over 6 months, demanding that our governments take action to stop Israel's slaughter of the Palestinian people. We are outraged that our governments have thus far done nothing, and even more have been enabling, collaborating with Israel to destroy and ethnically cleanse Gaza. The Freedom Flotilla Coalition is now taking the protest of millions to the sea. Continue. We need to be clear, and I'm asking the media to do its job in reporting that Israel's siege on Gaza is illegal. It is a form of collective punishment, which is a war crime. Even before October 7th, Israel's 17-year hermetic closure of Gaza, which included the naval blockade, was also a form of collective punishment, a war crime. Yet for nearly 2 decades, our governments have stood by and allowed Israel to act in such a way as to strangle the life out of Gaza. We have been attempting for years to challenge Israel's illegal closure of Gaza via the sea, and as the world knows, Israel launched a lethal attack on our 2010 flotilla, killing 10 of our volunteers, and it was never held accountable. It is this kind of impunity that has brought us to where we are today, where Israel can commit a live stream genocide and publicly declare that it intends to starve the civilian population of Gaza before the entire world and believe that the world will do nothing. That is the impunity that our government, especially my government, the United States, has allowed Israel to maintain, and it must end. We, the people of conscience of the world, will not sit by as Israel deliberately starves over 2 million civilians. As Israel's siege is illegal, any attempt by Israel to attack our flotilla or to otherwise intercept or stop our ships will be unlawful. Our governments have thus far done nothing, but we call on them to start now, to uphold their own obligations under international law, to demand that Israel allows the flotilla safe passage to Gaza. While we are carrying over 5,000 tons of life-saving aid that is desperately needed by the people, we know that this is about much more than aid. This is about challenging the political reality that leaves Palestinians in need of aid. As a Palestinian who has lived in Palestine, who has been to Gaza repeatedly, I heard and I am communicating to you what I heard over and over again. Palestinians don't want to live on your aid. Palestinians need, want, and deserve freedom. They are now enduring the unimaginable, and they feel and have been abandoned by the governments of the world that only talk about freedom, democracy, and human rights. We call upon these governments to live up to their rhetoric. We are sailing soon for Palestine, but we are also sailing for much more than that. We are sailing to uphold the international legal order. International law is not only for some, it is deserved by all. And we are sailing for a world in that what is happening today in Gaza and in all of Palestine can never, ever happen again. I want the people of Palestine to know that you are not alone. Our governments may have abandoned you, but the people never will.
Thank you very much. Those are the important statements that have been given by members of the steering committee of the Gaza Freedom Flotilla Coalition. We have time for a few questions here, and then after that we will have available interviews if you would like to have with our individual participants. Are there any questions? Yes? Malaysia?
Looking at the current situation between Iran and Israel, will the ship depart on the scheduled date?
The question is, considering the current hostilities between Israel and Iran, will the ship sail according to its schedule? Yes, the ship will be sailing. We recognize that these are very dangerous times for the region, but it's a very dangerous time for the people in Gaza who have already been killed, slaughtered, as Huwaida said. The mission will continue despite these hostilities. Thank you. These ships are not part of the hostilities. They are from unarmed civilians representing the world, going to, as the International Court of Justice has said, the responsibility of citizens and governments to stop a genocide. So that's what we're doing. Thank you. Yes?
What's your direct message to Israel if they dare to attack you? Are you willing for the sacrifices?
What is the direct message to Israel if they attack us? The direct message is you're violating international law yet one more time. We certainly recognize the state of Israel violates the international law all the time. It is up to the governments of the world to prosecute Israel for its violation of international crime. So Israel has a lot to be accounting for, and we would say that attacking a civilian ship is something that they should not be doing for their own national safety and security. Thank you. Next one. Thank you. Next question. I thought I saw a hand. To the left. Yes. Okay. The question is, the departure date was announced as the 21st of April. Is that going to hold? We are evaluating all of the circumstances to include making sure that all the facilities on the ship are ready to go, and evaluating the political condition here. At this point, we will sail. We will let you know for exactly when that date will be, but it'll be very soon. Thank you. Yes. The question is, do we have the green light from Ankara in 2010? Like the green light from 2010. That's part of the political dynamics that we're dealing with right now. That we are telling all governments how important this mission is, and we expect that all governments will consider it just as important as all the citizens of the world consider it.
Ankara'dan bu anlamda yeşil bir yapılanması oldu. En hani biz bu konuda bir yolda olduğu gibi bölgedeki bütün devletleri, özellikle bütün hükümetlerin bu anlamda yardımcı olması gerektiğini ve şu an politik olarak ciddi bir beklenti içerisinde olduklarını.
I want to add to what my colleague Anne just said. I have been sailing since 2008. Then Israel bought off some countries like Cyprus and Greece and other Mediterranean countries to stop our ships from sailing. We expect that Turkey will not be bought off, and we will indeed sail from here. Anything less than this is collaborating with Israel's illegal siege on Gaza. And we don't think that that is what the Turkish government will do.
Thank you. We'll take one more question and then the opportunity for everyone to interview participants here. Thank you. Please. The question is it possible that the ship will sail from someplace else? No, the ship is planning to sail right here from Istanbul. So, so we thank you all very, very much for being here. We again plead with you to cover the progress of this flotilla. because it is with the media that we'll be able to continue to talk about the terrible situation in Gaza, the genocide that's going on, the starvation of Gaza, through the people that are on this boat and through others on other boats. So we thank you so much, and we have a wealth of information and background, and we hope you will interview all of our participants. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Voice of America.
Yes, how are you?
Is it possible to do a very short interview with you now?
Sure.
Just
Yes.
a couple of questions.